What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. And in today's video, we're going to be going over what I've done to the Frontier so far as current modifications that have been recently added on. Then, of course, the new little add-on. I've added a little cosmetic add-on coming up for the 4th of July. Of course, I'll be rocking it after the fact. Hell, I'm rocking it before the fact. So, we're going to go over what I've done so far, any future plans. So, without further ado, let's get into the video. So if you've watched my last current video or the video before last that I've said I was going to go over what I've done to the Frontier so far, as far as besides the oil catch can, I'm sure everybody's already seen it. I made a video on it. It's in my playlist, I believe, for the Frontier. I'm not 100% if I put it there or not. I'll be sure to after I get done with this video. But we're going to go over what I've done before that, because I've done these other two mods before I put the old catch can on there. So we're going to go over what I've done so far and before that. So it's not going to be a long video. It's going to be a little on the short side. So let's get started. And of course, the first thing we'll have to go over, since I'm already on this side of the truck, is the Z1's exhaust. I'm sure somebody or anybody have seen it on my short that I've kind of flashed it off a little bit. So it's kind of a go figure. That's what I did. Went with the polished tip. It's a little dirty, but it'll be all right. As far as the install goes, it was pretty easy. Of course, you see my other mod right here. I'll go over that here in just a second. But as far as the exhaust goes, it was very easy to an extent. It wasn't super difficult. I think the only difficulty I had, which I had a extra pair of hands to do it, was getting the bolts off the cats. So the bolts on the cats were really, really snug on there. So we had a very fun time breaking them off. Matter of fact, I almost broke one of my bolts. How I got it back on there the way and the shape it was in, we don't ask questions. We just go with it. I'm going to replace it sometime soon. I just haven't had time to really kind of do it. So yeah, there's that. I would get up under there and show you, but obviously in the stance that it's in, I'm not going to be able to get my big old self up under there. So just use your imagination as far as that goes. And obviously enough, I'm no fool myself, but what goes with a good cold air intake and an exhaust is, of course, the tuner that I got from the ORA raffle. So let's dig into this. So here we are within the Z1's tuner, the Ecotech. So of course I already have it done. It's easy, simple. If you need any assistance on this, whenever you get it Bluetoothed in, all you gotta do is go to Program ECU, use your product code right here. If you have set product code, then of course you'll have to go to Program ECU, where it'll automatically take you there. And of course, here are your two options. Mine didn't come with the stock files, so I've already reached out to Z1. They're supposed to have reached out to Ecotech. So I know it's a little blurry, but you know, it is what it is. But they reached out to Ecotech to try and get that fixed, send me those files. So as of right now, I'm just currently running on the level 1 Burble. So of course, it doesn't really matter which one you choose. Went too far. The Burble obviously isn't going to work unless you have high flow cats, and running on 93, because I was told that 87 doesn't really work that well. It's not as aggressive. So currently I have it on the tow tune. I have ran it on the performance, and I have obviously noticed a very big throttle response gain on both of these, but a lot better on the performance 87. As far as the 93 and 91, I have not tested it yet. I don't know exactly if it's going to work that way without sending in data logs. So we're just going to leave that one alone for now and just run it on 87 and just have a little bit of fun, which I have been doing. So, and with that tune explanation out of the way, yes, the biggest question of them all is the flag on the back. So this is just a random idea that I wanted to do because I couldn't find a hitch flag that would suit my needs. And of course, glory pole, you can't find them anywhere. I guess they disappeared out of the blue. So I went with bad flag. And of course, I've seen a lot of reviews and everything. I did a little bit of research, and that was kind of my only option. And it's pretty good so far. The flag is not tore. And, well, maybe a little bit in the corner, but that might be a manufacturing issue. Not 100% on that. Yeah, I think it's manufacturing. It's on that corner too. But other than that, it's the, I want to say it's the first responder flag. Of course, with me, I'm in corrections, and of course, supporting everyone else as far as dispatch, EMS, nurse, firefighter, and police, and military. So I do have an American flag, like a regular American flag I got for free. I bought that one with the kit. So they're running a special. If you want to go check them out, it's badflag.com. And then I don't know when their sale ends. And this is not a sponsored video by any means. This is paid for by my own money. I think it's a pretty good investment. In the kit, you get these 2 suction cups. Of course, you get the pole. And you get a free American flag. And you can get a flag of your choosing for an extra amount of money. That's what I did because I didn't want to just rock the American flag. So, yeah. So pretty much how this thing works is, if you are very familiar with it, if you own one or if you do not, this is a good little self-explanatory. Right now, this thing she ain't going nowhere. So how that works is whenever you place it onto a flat surface, these are your pumps that are going to suck in the air and stick it to the glass side of your vehicle, whatever flat spot you put it in. And I promise you, that ain't going nowhere. It's not. Now, as far as getting it off, there's a relieve valve or a pump or a button somewhere up in this area. What I do is just kind of peel it back and let the air come back and it'll fall right off. There's 2 methods of getting it off, and that's particularly the method that I'm using to take it off. So, yeah, badflag.com. If you want to pick you one up, go to their website. They got a deal going on. Get you a free American flag with it. And, yeah. But also be careful whenever you're trying to fiddle these things on. And of course, these little guys here. It is, I believe, fiberglass. Or it could be aluminum. I'm going to say it's fiberglass. We're just going to stick with fiberglass. You will get splinters if you're not careful. I've done so myself as a pure experience. So, yeah, as a disclaimer, if you're going to mess with it, and of course it's going to succeed to some kind of scratches or damage, you can always buy a new pole for it. You will get fiberglass. And it sucks. So real quick, the funny story is, it's not a long story, it's a very short story. As soon as I put it on last week, I was happy riding around with it, flying the flag. And of course, I go to our parking deck just to try to get some pictures done, and fail to realize that that thing's touching the roof. And it got slapped around a few times. Surprised it didn't break. But yeah, I lost my little rubber piece that goes on top. I could buy another one for $1 or go to a hardware store and try and find one. I'm not really too worried about it. It's supposed to stop the little clamp from going up. But as long as you got it tight, it ain't gonna go nowhere. Just check it on it periodically if you have one. That's what I've been doing every day, is checking on it, make sure the pumps are all the way down. Because what I can't show you is, obviously because I'm not at the house, those pumps have a little white line. So whenever you're pumping the vacuum, you got to make sure that white line is gone. And that's how you know it's ready to roll. And just check on it every day you're planning on going out with it, or every other day. Just make sure it's still vacuumed to wherever you have it, and it ain't gonna go nowhere. Just don't go over 65 mile an hour. At least that's what they say. I haven't tested it, so I wasn't planning on it and losing my flag. I ain't gonna do that. Alrighty, well, that would conclude today's video. It wasn't a long one. It was kind of a short one, which was kind of how I planned. It wasn't really much to go over, just the modifications and all. So, if you enjoyed the video, leave a like, subscribe, turn your bell notifications so you know when I post my next video. You will be notified if you ain't already. Also, I will be going to Z Nationals this year. Purchased my ticket, and it ain't until October 15th and 16th, or 16th and 17th of October this year. So if you're planning on going, I want to say the spots are limited for what I've read. And so if you're planning on going, go ahead and buy your ticket now. That way you have it saved up for the next few months. But I will be there, first time going. So it's going to be a fun event that I've heard so much about. So y'all stay tuned for that. I will remind you every month until that day comes. And also, I'll be going to the Coweta County Fairgrounds for a car truck show. Big one at that this year. This is a whole different one that I've been to in the last couple years around this time. So y'all stay tuned for that. Also, that's on July 18th, I believe. So I'll keep y'all posted on that as the weeks get closer to it. So I'll be out there enjoying it, getting content for you guys, showing off some immaculate vehicles that are going to be out there, because I've already seen some that's going to be out there during their advertisements. So y'all stay tuned for that. And as always, have a very fantastic day. Have a wonderful 4th of July week. And I will catch you guys in the next video.